You notice the difference is super significant. Now, I was fully extended there. Can you imagine if I shortened that up and faced the ball? That's a disaster in the making right there. Now, you've seen this often in golf instruction. We talk about putting the hands about one fist away from the legs. Now, this could be really good for a wedge or a short iron. See where my hands are? My hands are right there hanging below my shoulders. However, why is it if I swing the driver full out, notice my hands are over here like in the other screen? Stick around. This could make the difference between you being a chump or a champ with this important club right here. So I got my trusty lunge whip. I mean, you can get this at any, equestrian store. It's very cheap, 25 bucks. And you'll notice if I take it from the loose end of the tip here, see how that's swinging much more vertically. So that's the shorter end. That would represent the wedge. Now, the driver is much longer than that. If you look at the difference between a wedge and the driver, that's crazy difference in length. So how is this supposed to swing vertically? Well, I'm going to have to stand on a very tall stool, or I'm going to have to change my approach. Now I have to swing it a lot more diagonally. Can you see that? So now when I swing it more diagonally, watch what happens. So here's a wedge. I'm going to swing it back and through without stopping. Notice where it wants to cut grass back and through. So notice if I take my right hand off the club, well, there's the, fist away from the body. Now, if I take my driver and I put it a fist away, notice what happens? Gravity is going to want to pull this away from me. Now I have to pull back to make sure I don't miss the ball. But if I let it go and observe where it wants to place itself, swing it back and through without stopping, that's where my hands need to pass. And notice the club is in the air. Yeah, because the tee puts the ball in the air. So now I take that and I bring it over. That's significantly different, isn't it? In order for me to swing the driver freely, the distance between me and the golf ball needs to be really spot on for me to let it go. Because if I'm too close to it, like the wedge, so here's the wedge, this feels really good. Oh my gosh, there's no way gravity's going to pull me here and that it's going to be pop flies, it's going to be sticking in the ground. So a lot of slicing, because as you hold on, you're preventing the club from releasing itself properly. So, what's the key? We need to get it started, let it track, see where it wants to pass, and then while we do that, it's really important to see the low point of where that's passing. So if I face the ball, notice where the ball is now? I'm going to face the ball, my head's tilted forward, notice the low point is down and across this way. So I'm going to go under the ball, pop fly it, or I'm going to pull it left very low, and it's going to have a tendency to slice to the right. So it's going to look like this. See that? So the ball starts off way left, slices back to the right. Sure, I'm in the fairway. That looks terrific. 255 yards. You look at ball speed on that, over 150 miles an hour. But if I take the right distance between myself and the ball, see where it passes, and I can see where the low point is, right here. Notice how I'm starting now? Now my grip, you notice my shoulders, hips, and knees are all square, not wide open. Doesn't that look like I'm going to catch it more on the way up? So I'm going to go super, really easy, relaxed. So now it's starting much straighter. It's going a lot higher. I mishit that. I caught that a little bit low on the face. So that only went 300 yards. I typically hit that 315 to 325. See, I was just a little low on the face. And that put my backspin up to 2,000 RPM. Look at that, 280 carry, 300 total. And look at my ball speed, 154 miles an hour. So you notice the difference is super significant. Now, I was fully extended there. Can you imagine if I shortened that up and faced the ball? That's a disaster in the making right there. And that's what I see so many of you doing. So pre-deploy this arm club unit. Get it to track in both directions. Get the heck out of the way and let it track. And then once you see where the club is passing, put a tee in the way. There it is. So now I'm letting this track, and you can see how I just caught the tee and got it to somersault into the direction that I want the ball to go. It's unbelievably accurate when you let things track and you get to see where that sucker is tracking. So without you seeing it, let me show you a really easy task or a really easy tip so that you can see where that sucker is passing. As many of you don't even know where the club is passing, all right? Get some electrical tape, bright, pink, yellow, white. Place it on each side of the logo on your club so that you know where the center is. Now when you swing it back and through, can you see the blur? Now watch what happens. I'll make it blur right over the tee. Can you see how the blur is passing and the tee is being clipped right between the two strips? So now I can see exactly where I need to put the tee. There we go. So from there, let it track, let it track. And look at here. I mean, I can't hit the ball any straighter than that. Isn't that nuts? So there's another 300-yard drive, a little low on the face. There you go. Dead nut center, right in the center of that club face. And just a little higher on the RPMs. Good club head speed, good ball speed. So you can see how this is going to allow you to find the center of the club face on a consistent basis. So much good information in this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Make sure you are aware that we have a premium edition of our channel. Go to wisdomingolfpremium.com. We've got an amazing program there for online lessons. And if you want to know how to speed this up, you go check out Moo's website. You'll see it in the description. Wisdom and Movement. This guy knows how to move, and he's a cool dude too. So if you want to really improve on your driving speed this winter, go check out Moo's website. If you want to improve on your technique, come on over and see me to wisdomingolfpremium.com. $10 a month will get you into all of my life's work. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week.